Hello and welcome to another video. In this one, I'm going to be actually behind the camera here, giving you a kind of POV look at my Middle-earth Ultimate Collector's Edition Blu-ray set. I recently obtained this movie thanks to my brother-in-law. I was happy to take it off of his hands. He gave it to me for a great price. And this was my holy grail, like magnum opus, something I've always wanted for my collection. So I'm so excited to have it, be able to display it in my collection, and I wanted to kind of give an in-depth look at this set, do a really, detailed breakdown unboxing of this thing. I know at this point, I think this set is about 10 years old, but I'm really thrilled to have it. For me, it's new, so I wanted to be able to show it off. So we're going to be going through each of these little booklet movie sets here, the booklets on the bottom, some of the art cards that are in it, all that kind of stuff, page by page through this. So if you're a fan of Middle-earth and Lord of the Rings, The Hobbit, all that stuff, I'm sure you're going to love this one. So let's get ready. Let's jump in. So first things first, before we crack this thing open, I got a little turntable here. This is the set itself. It comes in this wood casing, really nice, pretty decent quality here. Like this is a solid piece of wood there, so kind of goes around on all sides there to be able to hold this in, display it really nicely. Like I said, you got the book on the bottom here, as well as these booklets that have the different disc sets in here as well. So we're going to crack things open starting with 1, going all the way through 6. So we're going to start with the Hobbit movies, then jump into Lord of the Rings here. So kicking things off, we have the Hobbit, An Unexpected Journey Extended Edition. So kicking things off on the first page here, we have nice artwork on each of these pages here. I won't say that because it's obvious as you break this thing open and take a look at it. Really nice artwork. So this is film 1 here. So we have the movie. This is the Blu-ray extended edition of that first Hobbit movie. And then on page 2 here, we have some more artwork of Gandalf greeting Bilbo for the first time. Next page here, we have the Blu-ray special features disc for The Hobbit, An Unexpected Journey. Next page, we have another quote from the film, as well as a look at Gandalf and Galadriel here. Next page, we have a look at Gollum and Bilbo in the cave here, their game of riddles that they play. So this is another appendices here. So it's the Chronicles of the Hobbit, part 1 here. So some more special features, another Blu-ray disc for that there. Then we have some more artwork from the film here, the Goblin King, and then them fighting all against the goblins and stuff like that. Next page here, some more appendices, another Blu-ray disc. So this is the Return to Middle-earth, the appendices part 8. So another one, get a look at, I forget his name, Azog, I think his name was here. So kind of the end of the first movie there, and then right there, kind of the final shot of the first film with a quote from Gandalf and a look at the Lonely Mountain, their mission for the films. Then on the back here, you have some more artwork in the leather bound here, as you kind of saw from the spines there when they were in the box, and then right back to the beginning here. So that is The Hobbit, An Unexpected Journey. Next for 2, we have The Desolation of Smaug. I love this kind of homage to the original Tolkien kind of artwork for what Smaug, was kind of imagined as, and that we see on the Middle-earth here. You kind of get some cool new leather look here. Like on this first one, it's the Hobbit kind of Shire theme to it. But then for the second one here, it's more like dwarf dwarf design kind of to it here. And so breaking it open, we have film 2 extended edition here. So it is the extended edition of the first movie here. This is when they're kind of in the woods here. Then we have when they've reached the Wood Elf Kingdom here, where we get Legolas introduced in the movies. Next page here, some special features from The Desolation of Smaug, along with some more shots from the film. Next, we got Lake Town here, one of my favorite locations probably from this trilogy. I really like just kind of the whole layout of everything, how it's all kind of floating on water, kind of like a whole, Italian type thing that we get with that there. So I like this artwork as well here. Thorin was one of my favorite characters, so always cool to get a serious kind of ominous look from him. And this is one of the appendices pages here. So this is the appendices part 9, Into the Wilder Land. Goodness. So Chronicles of the Hobbit part 2 there. We got our first look at Smaug in the book here. One of my favorite scenes as well, just the kind of game of riddles that they play, him and Bilbo in this one. Another look at that there, and some more appendices. And then the last page here, the look of dread on Bilbo's face as he realizes what they've done, and we get a hard cut and cliffhanger for this one. And then on the back, we get a nice kind of, map look again of the Lonely Mountain. Again, I love the artwork on each of these leather pieces here. Finally, for the Hobbit movies, we have the Battle of the Five Armies, another kind of dwarven styling here for the artwork on the front. So this is the Hobbit, the Battle of the Five Armies extended edition. So film 3, Smaug laying desolation to the city there. And then we get the extended edition of the movie here. Look at Saruman here, and Elrond as well. Several of the other characters, some of the special features that we have for the behind the scenes. Some artwork here of this Battle of the Five Armies on the next page. Next page, we get another look at Thorin here, as well as the appendices continuing here. So the Gathering of the Storm, so it's part 3 of the Chronicles of the Hobbit here. More of the Battle of the Five Armies on the next page. And then finally the end of the appendices for the Hobbit movies. And then some final artwork as Bilbo returns home. So that's a look at the Hobbit movies. Now jumping into Lord of the Rings, we have the Fellowship of the Ring. This one kind of, harkens back to a little bit of the kind of Shire look of things as far as the leather artwork on here. And then you got the One Ring up there. So this is probably one of my favorites of it just because of the artwork that's inside. So the Fellowship of the Ring extended edition here. So this is the movie, disc 1, because these movies are so long when they're extended edition. The Blu-ray, disc 2, so the second half of the first film. Then on the next page, we have the Council of Elrond as the Fellowship is formed. Then we have the Fellowship of the Ring on DVD, so that's the special features here. And then we have some of the first appendices. These are the DVD version there. Then we have appendices part 2 on DVD, as well as some more artwork here from one of my favorite scenes of the movie with the Balrog showing up there. So more behind the scenes, the DVD behind the scenes here. And then on the final page, the look at Frodo and Sam as they approach Mordor. And then on the back, we have the beautiful door that they use to get into Moria here. Next, Two Towers, we have kind of a Rohan or Rohirrim, is that how you would say it? But a Rohan look here. This is, Rohan's one of my favorite cultures within Lord of the Rings, so I love that artwork on the front there. So this is the Two Towers extended edition here. We have the movie, disc 1 for the Blu-ray, then disc 2 for the Blu-ray here, so the second half of the second film. Some artwork of Frodo, Sam, and Gollum. Then we have the special features, the DVD disc there for the Two Towers. Some of the appendices for part 3 of the appendices of the trilogy. Then we have part 4 on DVD, the appendices. And then behind the scenes for the Two Towers. And then finally, we are in Middle-earth. We are in Mordor here in this shot. And that's the Two Towers. On the back here, we have the Two Towers themselves. Then, finally, we have the Return of the King with kind of a, more Minas Tirith kind of look on here. We have Aragorn's crown up there. So this is one of my favorite cities within Middle-earth. I just think the design of the city is so cool, so aesthetically pleasing. Blu-ray disc 1 and then Blu-ray disc 2 along with some shots and artwork here. We have one of the final battles here with the Oliphants. Special features DVD right here. Next page we have when they're being rescued from Mount Doom and the appendices part 5 for the trilogy, The War of the Ring. Then we have appendices part 6 as we are kind of wrapping up the trilogy shot-wise with all the stuff in Minas Tirith there. The hobbits being honored, and the behind-the-scenes DVD disc. And then finally, as Frodo goes off to the Undying Lands. And then as we wrap things up, we have a beautiful look at Minas Tirith on the back here. So those are all of the books and the discs that are included in here. I think it's a 30-disc set or something like that. And then cracking open the book here, first we have some artwork that's included on the inside here. So a little kind of pamphlet that has a picture of Bilbo in here. Nothing on the back there. 2016, so that is when this set came out. Some nice concept art here for Minas Tirith. Again, one of my favorite cities from the trilogy. And on the back, just some information about it. The original sketch of Gandalf rides to Minas Tirith from Alan Lee here. So one of the great artists from this film and did a lot of the concept art and stuff. Then we have one of the ones from the Hobbit trilogy here. So this one is the original sketch, Barrels Out of Bounds. This one's by John Ho, another famous artist along with Middle-earth and Lord of the Rings. So little pamphlet there with the artwork and concept stuff there for each trilogy. And then finally, one of the coolest things from this one, this leather-bound book that looks just like the one right out of the movie here, tied off and everything, even like kind of torn, worn pages a bit, which is really cool. So crack this open here and take a look at that. Just like the beginning of the book from the movies themselves, we have There and Back Again, Hobbit's Tale by Bilbo Baggins and The Lord of the Rings by Frodo Baggins. I'm going to spend at least a few seconds on each page here so you can get a good look at it. Some quote and script from the movie, some sketches and artwork there. A look at Bilbo from the Lord of the Rings trilogy. The map of the Shire here, which is pretty cool. I love Middle-earth maps. Quote from there with some sketch. There's Bilbo there, Martin Freeman. The line of Durin here, which is cool. I love seeing the lineages from the trilogies here of different primary characters and stuff. Some of the famous dwarves from the party. And there's a city there. The only thing about these worn pages makes it a little more difficult to turn. Some of Rivendell that we got to see there from the Lord of the Rings trilogy. Sketch here of Elrond. Another little art card here. We have the map from the Hobbit movies here, which is really cool. Again, you get a look at Smaug there on the top that we kind of got to see on one of the booklets here. Some of the swords, the trolls, all the different stone giants from the story here. Sketch from Gollum. Some of the quotes of the different riddles that they use here from the movie. That's pretty cool. The eagles here. Bilbo and Sting. We got Elrond, Legolas and Tauriel. Thranduil, the Elven King. Legolas' father. So it's just cool. It just kind of like goes through some of the highlighted scenes. Another map in here. Here's the map of Middle-earth itself. Another cool art card there. The black arrow that a bard uses to take down Smaug. Some of the different characters from Lake Town. Some runes and dwarven writing here, as well as some of the key kind of, items from the movie. Smaug and Bilbo hiding from him. Sauron here. Radagast, the other wizard from the trilogy here. Dane, one of the other dwarves. And now we're moving into some arts from Lord of the Rings here. So the Bagginses lineage there, that's pretty cool, kind of the family tree. A look at Bag End. We got Sam and Frodo. One of my favorite quotes from the movie here. Gandalf, a look at Shadowfax, the OG goat horse. Another really cool kind of art card here. This is the map here of Bag End itself. I kind of forget how big Bag End is sometimes, and then you look at this map and realize this place literally is kind of a mansion in a hole in the ground. My personal favorite character from Lord of the Rings, Aragorn. Look at Elrond and Arwen here. Kind of the roster here for the Fellowship of the Ring. The West Gate here that they used to get in, as well as the book that they found inside. Look at Galadriel here. The gifts that she kind of gave the Fellowship here when they've stayed in her woods for some time. I just love all these sketches that are in here. It's just so cool to see, slightly, different interpretation, but also still accurate at the same time. Another map here. This is the Wilderland. So another cool look at a map here from the movies there. Edoras, again, one of my favorite cultures. Rohan here from Middle-earth. Helm's Deep, my personal favorite battle from the trilogy here. Gotta look at Denethor and Faramir. Shelob's Lair. The Oliphants and some of the orcs and stuff that they have to fight. Mount Doom and Sauron himself. Sam carrying Frodo up Mount Doom. And then as we're departing here into the west. And then finally, kind of a wrap-up quote here and some little more artwork at the end. And that's the book. So, really beautiful set. So just to give you one more spin here, that concludes our in-depth unboxing of this beautiful Middle-earth Ultimate Collector's Edition Blu-ray set. Again, my holy grail for my collection, definitely one of the things I'm proudest to have on display and be able to show off and just appreciate my love for these movies and how great they are, especially this Lord of the Rings set. Lord of the Rings is my favorite movie and trilogy of all time, so I have several copies of this set now. I need to do an updated, complete just Lord of the Rings collection of all my stuff to do with Lord of the Rings, because I've added several things to the collection since the last time I did it. I have like 8 copies of Lord of the Rings now at this point, so thank you for checking out this video. I hope you enjoyed it and can appreciate it, the beauty of this set and the work that went into it, because it really is just a really well done, really beautiful set. So thank you for sticking around to the end of this video. I will see you in the next one.